Video Girl.
Unless you've been living under a rock, you've likely heard about music's latest superstar, Doechii. From dominating Paris Fashion Week to collaborating with global powerhouses like Katy Perry and Jennie, to receiving cosigns from Kendrick Lamar and Billie Eilish, Doechii has cemented herself as a force to be reckoned with within the music industry. She recently made history, becoming only the third woman ever to win the Grammy for Best Rap Album, with her groundbreaking mixtape Alligator Bites Never Heal. But what's the secret behind her explosive rise to fame? In this day and age, music alone isn't enough to build a superstar. Branding has become just as essential as the music itself, and Doechii and her team have mastered this. Today, we're going to be breaking down the key pillars within Doechii'S branding that have helped solidify her career as the trailblazing phenomenon she is today, and that you as an artist, creative, or simply a fan of pop culture can understand and apply to your own work. Welcome to Video Girl, an online community where we discuss and analyze all things music industry, marketing, and pop culture. I'm going to be making this into a series where we analyze the industry's most successful artists and the branding that helped them get there. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos and can apply these gems to your own work. If you didn't know already, I run a Spotify playlist named Discovery 101, made to spotlight new emerging artists that deserve more attention, so make sure to fill out the form in the description to submit, or check it out if you're looking for new underrated music to listen to. And of course, follow my Instagram for more pop culture conversation, where I let you submit video ideas and update you all first. Now, onto the video. Story, identity, and messaging. The first pillar of artist branding is story and identity. This gives us a clear idea of who an artist is, what they represent, and why. Doechii, born Jayla Jemiah Hickman, was born and raised in Tampa, Florida. She grew up in a creative family, her father being a rapper himself, named Snatcher the Boss. Doechii participated in a multitude of activities like cheerleading, dance, choir, tap dancing, and acting with encouragement from her mother. Once Doechii hit middle school, she unfortunately began to get severely bullied and created her persona Doechii to cope. She shared in an interview with Vulture magazine, "It literally just came to me. Jayla might have been getting bullied, but I decided Doechii wouldn't stand for that. My whole attitude was different. It stuck." For high school, Doechii attended Howard W. Blake School of the Arts and told Vulture magazine about her time there. "I was never really in class. I would just be in the practice rooms playing piano, going over classical choir songs and dancing." She added that she actually planned to become a professional choral singer, until a friend encouraged her to produce and release her music online as an independent artist. She also had a YouTube channel where she uploaded a range of content. Most of it consisted of talking directly to her audience, sharing musical covers, vlogs, her journey with the esteemed book The Artist's Way, and even documented getting fired from Chipotle.
So I got fired today. I don't give a fuck, to be honest. Either way, I'm gonna be straight.
It appeared she was doing whatever she could to put herself out there, and through these old videos we see her consistent and unwavering self-belief and persistence, even at her lowest points. We clearly see Doechii'S background and identity injected into her art time and time again, whether it be through her music videos, interviews, or live performances. The technical name for this is called messaging, and is the way in which an artist's story is communicated consistently to their audience through their media. Think of the story as the substance and the messaging as the delivery. A strong brand ensures both are aligned so that the artist remains memorable, authentic, impactful, and is able to build a loyal fan base as a result. So, what does Doechii stand for as an artist, and what does she bring to the table that makes her unique? Doechii'S charisma is a huge part of her brand. Her theatre and acting chops are on full display in her Denial is a River music video, where she raps confessionally about the ups and downs of the previous few years of her life, through a sitcom-style music video with a whole cast of her friends and artist contemporaries. The song is also incredibly unfiltered and oozing with personality. Doechii'S live performances are also impossible to ignore, and really pull you in every time. She has the stage presence of her theatre roots and agility of her dancer roots on full display, putting in 100% every time and adding something new to each performance to keep fans on their toes. She speaks candidly in interviews about her hunger to be the best, her dedication to her craft, her refusal to conform to being one thing, and how she pushes through in the face of adversity.
"I'm hungry. I want to be the best. If I have 2 days, if I have 24 hours, I'm going to work my hardest to make the best performance because I want to be the best. Period. Don't let the jumpsuit fool you."
The way she talks about herself and then shows us she means it through her impeccable artistic output directly translates to her authenticity. She is exactly who she thinks she is. Doechii'S set on her vision and is an inspiration to her fans, which deepens the connection they feel to her. She's committed to challenging herself and breaking through any limitations. On top of that, she's constantly repping her Floridian roots, deeming herself the swamp princess, and continues this messaging with her consistent use of alligators as imagery which feature on the cover of her mixtape and in its name, Alligator Bites Never Heal. Doechii'S openly bisexual and queer, and she is loud and proud about this throughout her interviews and artistry. Her shining presence in mainstream media also increases visibility and representation for queer communities, particularly as a dark-skinned Black woman. Visual aesthetic and world building. If you're a frequent watcher of this channel, you already know how much I stress the importance of world building. This means visual imagery that transports the audience into the artist's unique world that has a clear aesthetic, theme, and feeling. Think of The Weeknd's After Hours, Dua Lipa's Future Nostalgia, or Rosalia's Motomami. World building consists of visuals and media that reflect the message of the artist and their music in a constant, consistent, and cohesive way. Let's rewind back a second to earlier moments in Doechii'S career so we can compare and pinpoint exactly where Doechii'S personal style and aesthetic world building clicked. In 2020, Doechiii released her song Yucky Blucky Fruitcake independently, which ended up going viral on TikTok. When watching the video, we see the same essence of the Doechiii we know and love today. Her charisma, theatrical facial expressions, and campiness shines through. We see an idea of the artist she is. However, the visual aesthetic is much different to her refined aesthetic today. After signing with TDE in 2022, Doechiii released the single Persuasive with SZA, her extremely talented and successful label mate. In 2023, she released What It Is, her biggest release yet at the time, which charted on the Billboard Hot 100, peaking at number 76. The success of both Persuasive and What It Is came with many live performances and performance looks. However, I do hear a lot of people say they knew and loved these songs when they came out, but looking back had no idea they were sung by Doechiii. These songs are amazing, but we can see visually and aesthetically that she was a little all over the place. You can tell Doechiii was experimenting and trying to find her signature look, but hadn't quite landed it yet. The Alligator Bites Never Heal era is where we see a major shift in Doechii'S visual media, aesthetics, and personal style. Every piece of media is consistent and derives from the same world with the fashion statements to match. I believe this era is where Doechii'S world building started to become very cohesive and clear, and really helped cement her a memorable look in the context of the mainstream. She also pulls from the same color palette, whether that's for her clothing, artwork, music videos, or performances, and predominantly includes this deep alligator green color, tying back to her Floridian roots. Doechii'S stylist Sam Wolf explained in a Dazed article, "During the summer when she was recording Alligator Bites Never Heal, we were both looking for a way to change things up. Doechiii wanted her style to reflect that she's grown up and out of this playful, trashy world," referring to their looks over the previous few years. After hearing the project and its direction, we started experimenting with this preppy aesthetic, suiting, tailoring, office siren. It ended up being a blend of office, preppy, and streetwear. We really leaned into her masculine energy. If I asked you to guess the artist just from showing you these images, you would immediately know it was Doechiii. And that is the epitome of having a strong personal brand and world building as an artist. Doechii'S style sets her apart in a landscape where many female rappers are expected or pressured to follow a specific blueprint aesthetically. Her fashion and visual aesthetics are consistent and repetitive enough to make her instantly recognizable, but is still exciting and evolved enough to make us desperately want more and wonder what she'll pull out next. That is what makes Doechiii and her world building so memorable. Sonic identity. Sonically, Doechiii is extremely versatile. She's a super skilled and agile rapper, while also having a really strong singing voice, which allows her to widen her sonic range. Alligator Bites Never Heal demonstrates this perfectly, exploring a multitude of influences like classic hip-hop, contemporary rap, R&B and soul, the list goes on. As this isn't an album review, we won't go too into the sonics of this mixtape. However, I strongly urge you to go listen to it after this video if you haven't already. Doechiii shows us so many layers of her personality and artistry through this mixtape, and really lets us into her brain. This project really allows the listener to learn who she is as an artist, and puts her ability to evolve and shapeshift on full display. You never fully know what to expect, and that is part of Doechii'S magic. Understanding your fans and community. Because I believe Doechiii really knows herself, this causes her to also really know her fans. This is because her fans are people who see themselves in her. Doechii'S artistic world represents a place where it is safe to be your authentic self. If you were the weird kid, the alt kid, the theater kid, the dancer, the pop culture obsessed kid, the queer kid, or all the above, if you are any type of person that has ever felt like an outcast and gone against the grain, you are welcomed and celebrated. Because of how often her personality is on display throughout her interviews, music, and media, her fans really get to know her and feel connected to her. She puts everything out on display. Doechiii is raw and real, but also avant-garde and stylized. She appears so grateful and excited for every single new opportunity that comes her way, and gives her 100% every time. Seeing Doechiii succeed when she was previously someone who was once severely bullied, but overcame adversity, desperate to perform and create, and in the end made all her dreams come true, makes fans' own dreams seem achievable and in reach. She also feels like an amalgamation of so many iconic artists who happen to have die-hard loyal fan bases, like Lauryn Hill, Nicki Minaj, Tyler the Creator, and Kendrick Lamar. While we can hear or see their influence between the lines, Doechii makes each sonic and aesthetic venture her own. Her live shows and performances also look incredible and act as an environment for fans to turn up as their authentic selves and truly embrace that. I really hope I have the chance to see her live one day. Doechii is an artist who has really inspired me to believe in myself and put myself out there in whatever I choose, and I urge you not only to listen to Alligator Bites Never Heal, but to also read the 2 interviews I have linked in the description that really detail her journey and perseverance. I know we aren't going to be seeing any less of her in the coming years. She is the epitome of hard work, talent, and perseverance paying off. And if everyone had Doechii'S mindset, I think a lot more of us would be living out our dreams. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have anything to add, please be sure to leave a comment down below. Leave a comment down below on which artist branding you'd like me to analyze next. And don't forget to follow my Instagram and submit to my Discovery 101 playlist in the description if you're an emerging artist. It feels so special to have a community of music lovers that really appreciate great artistry, and every comment, like, and subscription never goes unnoticed. Love you all and see you next time!